I will say when Don sent the film, oftentimes DVDs are sent to the film festival with watermarks on them so that they're not pirated. And the screener that was sent to us had Colin Geddes emblazoned over 1/3 of the screen. Clearly, I wasn't going to be pirating that. But anytime my name was emblazoned over Paul Giamatti's face, it was very odd. So Don, this film's based on a book by David Wong, and it is such. The book is massive. Like, you could kill a small child with this book, just hitting him on the head, or even a large child. What inspired you to pick that book and turn it into a film? And it's quite daunting because it's just so dense.
Well, there was a lot of really amazing visual ideas that were right there in the book, and it's rare to find a literary work that just seems to read like something cinematic. And so it was just a wealth of riches. Was I going to make it for the talking dog, or was I going to make it for the bratwurst cell phone, or was it the monster made of freezer meats? I mean, there were so much to choose from, and I thought the guy had a particular voice that was different and strange and funny, and I loved it.
David Wong is also a columnist for Cracked.com, and he's got some really smart, sharp columns that will make you rethink your life in many ways. And actually, the sequel to the first book just came out. What's the sequel called?
Yeah, it's a wonderful book. It's called, This Book is Full of Spiders. Seriously, Dude, Don't Touch It. Anybody out there read the original and the sequel? Oh, good, we got some Wong fans out there, yeah. So the sequel's pretty amazing. It's a little different in tone and a lot of cool stuff in it. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Now, one of the great things about the film is, and I don't think it would have been possible if you had cast anyone else as Dave and John, you really looked into these guys that are able to deliver this dialogue and have a really good rapport. Can you talk about where you found them?
Yeah, well, it's one of the conditions of making the film, obviously under modest means, was that the two leads would most probably have to be unknown actors that we could get for cheap. And so that was a condition from the beginning, which was a really worrisome for the director. Talk about horror films. I mean, for the horrific moments for a director, or this idea that you got to find some young guys who can carry an entire movie. Luckily, this kid Chase Williamson walked in, and he'd been in nothing. He'd been no TV, no movies. I think he was in one project video on YouTube, and that was it. And another frightening moment, maybe the most frightening moment for me in the making of the film, was that the way the scheduling worked out is our very first day of shooting was in the Chinese restaurant, and Chase had to perform 8 pages of dialogue with Paul Giamatti on his first day of work ever on a motion picture. So, he obviously had ice water in his veins and was able to pull it off without wilting. But I'm sure you have to give some credit to Paul, because he made sure to spend time with Chase, the weekend and a couple days beforehand, working on lines. And Paul's a really down-to-earth, very good guy, and the two of them became friends, and it was evidently easy for them.
And how did Paul Giamatti and you hook up? Because it wasn't specifically for this. You guys were talking about some other involvement together. Can you talk about how you met him?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all horror director Eli Roth's fault, because I got this email from Eli, and I don't know if any of you have ever met Eli before, but he's a very animated character. He's a great spokesman for the genre. Some folks have called him the Walt Disney of horror.